Today, we're diving into a timeless story that's basically a blueprint for figuring out a person's true character. And it's a technique so brilliant, it's been studied for thousands of years. So let's just start with a big question. How do you really, truly know if someone has a good heart? I don't mean just being polite, but that deep down, genuine, active kindness. It's actually a pretty tough thing to spot, right? Well, believe it or not, an ancient story from the book of Genesis gives us a masterclass. It doesn't just talk about goodness, it lays out a whole strategy for identifying it. So let's unpack it. Okay, so our story kicks off with a critical mission. The patriarch Abraham sends his most trusted servant, a man named Eliezer, on a super important journey. The goal? To find a wife for his son Isaac. And this is not just any matchmaking trip. I mean, the future of an entire nation is riding on this. Now, Eliezer doesn't just, pack a small bag. He takes a massive caravan with him, 10 camels, and they're loaded up with what the text calls all the bounty of his master. This was a serious expedition. And here's where we get a brilliant little insight from the famous medieval commentator Rashi. He explains that this bounty wasn't just a bunch of treasure. It was a legal document, basically a deed, that transferred all of Abraham's immense wealth to Isaac. So Eliezer was walking around with proof that Isaac was, quite literally, the most eligible bachelor on the planet. And get this, the integrity of Abraham's household went so deep that Rashi points out even Eliezer's camels were muzzled. Why? So they wouldn't accidentally steal a snack by grazing in someone else's field along the way. That's a level of ethical detail that applies to everyone and everything. So Eliezer finally arrives at a well outside the city. And this is where his genius really shines. He doesn't just sit back and hope for a sign from above. No. He creates a test. He actually engineers a situation designed to reveal a person's true inner nature. So let's break down his plan. First, he's going to hang out by the well. When a young woman comes to get water, he's going to make a very small, simple request. Hey, can I have a little sip of water from your jar? But the key is what happens next. He's not just looking for politeness. He's looking for a very specific, over-the-top, and totally unprompted act of kindness. And the crucial part of his prayer is this. He asks that the right woman will not only give him a drink, but will then offer, on her own, to water all 10 of his camels. He's looking for a partner whose character is revealed purely through what she does, not what she says. And you won't believe it. He barely gets the words out of his mouth when a young woman named Rebekah shows up. The test is on. Right away, there is a sign that something amazing is about to happen. Rashi points to an old tradition that says as Rebekah got closer, the water in the well miraculously rose up to greet her. It's like a little wink from the universe that she's the one. So Eliezer runs over and makes his small request. And her response, it is immediate and it is incredible. She says, "Drink, my lord," and then, without a single moment of hesitation, she adds, "I will also draw water for your camels until they're done drinking." She doesn't just pass the test, she absolutely demolishes it. And let's not forget that number, 10 camels. After a long trip through the desert, these animals are thirsty. We're talking really, really thirsty. I mean, let's just be clear about what she's offering. Watering 10 thirsty camels is a huge job. It could mean hauling over 100 gallons of water, one bucket at a time, from a deep well. This isn't just being nice. This is an act of extraordinary physical labor and generosity for a complete stranger. And look at the specific word the text uses here. She ran back to the well. She's not dragging her feet. She's not sighing. She runs. That enthusiasm, that eagerness to help, that is the signature of true kindness, what in Hebrew is called hesed. Eliezer is just stunned. He is so convinced that his test has revealed the one. He does something kind of wild. He gives her these priceless gifts before he even asks for her name or finds out if she's from the right family. But these aren't just random gifts. Rashi explains they're actually packed with hidden meaning. They're prophecies. First, he gives her a gold nose ring that weighs a half shekel. This symbolizes the future half shekel tax that every Israelite would one day contribute to the temple. And it doesn't stop there. Next, he gives her 2 gold bracelets. And these symbolize something even more profound, the 2 stone tablets that the 10 Commandments would be written on, the very heart of the covenant. The symbolism just keeps going. The total weight of those 2 bracelets, 10 shekels of gold, 1 shekel for each of the 10 commandments. Every single detail of these gifts was a prophecy about the nation she was destined to help build. Think about that. It's only after he gives her all this that he finally asks, "So, whose daughter are you?" His faith wasn't in her family tree. It was in the integrity of his test. He had created a moment of truth, and Rebekah's incredible, unprompted kindness was all the proof he would ever need. So, after all that, what's the big idea here? What's the ultimate lesson from this masterclass in finding a person of character? Well, Rashi just sums it up perfectly. Why was she the one? He says she was fit for Isaac because she was charitable. This proactive, energetic kindness was the one essential qualification. It's what made her worthy of admission into the house of Abraham. You could say her character was her resume. And that really leaves us with a powerful question for ourselves. This whole story suggests that our true character isn't revealed in the big things we say or who we know, but in all those small, voluntary things we do when we think nobody's really watching or testing us. It's in whether we offer to water the camels. So what are we all revealing about ourselves every single day?